Anyway, off to Birmingham.
Off to Villa, and yeah, again, after the Cardiff experience, you're not quite sure what Mick's going to do, and especially given his main creative player is now not around for a month. What we got was Bart in goal, the return of Iorfa at right back, Chambers centre-back, Webster centre-back, Knudsen comes back at left-back, Connolly keeps his place again, plays with Skews. Ward comes in on the right of the three behind the Ghana. Sears on the left, so Salina's out. Waghorn was started off Ghana in the middle, presumably so they could go into a 4-4-2 shape nice and easily. What do you think of that team, Dave?
Someone on Twitter said, and I think, well, ultimately, hindsight, said, that looks like we're setting up for a narrow defeat.
He's gone for running power, hasn't he?
He has. I wouldn't say he's blessed with a maybe it's just because McGoldrick's not playing, and also Selena. Obviously, it's not got a whole deal of creativity in there.
Well, you've literally taken out your two most creative players and put them into players. Although Ward every game will get right down that right hand side and do something brilliant, but is very good at following instructions and defending, as is Sears. So yeah.
I see. Poor old Codger's out again, possibly out for the rest of the season. So he wasn't there yesterday. He was in, obviously no John Terry. What was great yesterday was that, as we mentioned a couple of minutes ago, Bishop was on the bench.
Bishop on the bench. Hughes on the bench.
Bishop was a raver.
Bishop Mazarewa on the bench. Outstanding.
And Tim Canterbury.
Chaucer.
We don't rehearse this. Go on.
Yeah, Villa a little bit short of the back. Jedinak having to play at centre back. Hurahan and who's the guy from Stoke? Whelan holding in midfield. Adoba, Onoma, and Snodgrass. So another 4-2-3-1, and Davis up front. Interestingly, Dave, Dr. Tony, the Villa chairman, did a lap of honour before the game, high-fiving everyone. I took the piss on my YouTube video, and a Villa fan called me out and said, "Oh, he's off to China now for 4 weeks, so it was his last game." So,
okay, sorry.
Could you see Marcus Evans running around high fives like Dr. Tony?
I would pay good money to see that, but no, sadly not.
People would throw rotten fruit at him, wouldn't
they? Literally would.
You can't say that. Oh dear.
They would, though, wouldn't they? Honestly.
But their own feces.
No. I was using that as an analogy. Rotten fruit. Yeah, I meant. Oh dear. Oh lordy. Oh dear.
Right.
Anyway, people would throw bricks at him.
you can't
Heavy
stop.
objects.
Oh dear. Right. Bugger all happens for the first 10 minutes. Snodgrass free kick, and very similar to Rhodes' chance, Hutton doesn't get anything on the header. Can I say, Dave, I know you're a big Darren Curry proponent. Martin Waghorn's corners on Saturday were unbelievably good. Selena should not take the corners.
They were very, very good, actually.
I don't care if he's the top scorer.
That was our weapon of choice Saturday, wasn't it?
Oh well, sorry, any bloody weapon. So Garner jumps with Johnston. I was a long way away. The ref was 6 yards away, so we have to assume he fouled him. And smacks the volley. And linesman didn't actually give it. It was the ref that gave it. So
I think it was the old, obviously. 50 years ago, they'd have allowed it, Ted Phillips on an opposing keeper or something, but sadly not. No, not in this day and age. Any sort of contact.
Slid through to Davis here. This is a good chance. He instead of going in on goal or blasting the shot, it's a kind of weakish shot from the edge.
What do you think of him? Because he's been talked up quite a lot.
I didn't like him, Dave. I didn't like him. I thought he was really awkward. He was hard to play against. There were times where he got his body in the way and brought other people, and he's not as good as Codger.
No. He apparently I saw on our website or something like that. He was on trial here a few years ago when he was with Biggleswade. Great name, Biggleswade Town.
Mick would have loved him. Yeah,
I think it was might have been pre-Mick. I don't know. Might not have been.
Yeah. But then again on the YouTube video, Villa fan said, you're wrong about Davis. That wasn't one of his better games. He is better than that. So we'll bow to their superior knowledge. Villa edged the first quarter, fairly tight. Ipswich and miss. Dave, they're doing that tactic where they miss out the midfield. Everyone pushes up. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, bit of shades of last season, really. Brilliant run by Iorfa. Literally, breaks the whole pitch. And then Ward takes on the shot. And I think given Ward's form at the start of last season,
he's got to hit it from there. Good power. I mean, you see Waghorn and I felt someone else sort of screaming for it. Connolly maybe, but no. He's got to shoot from there. Yeah.
And before Iorfa gets completely buried, that's one thing that the other right backs can't do.
He got his running power.
Hell of an athlete, hell of an
athlete.
Yeah,
no doubt about that. No doubt about it.
So there you go, listeners. We have praised Iorfa at this point of the podcast. Jednak goes out. Dave, Christopher Samba, that is, oh my God.
Playing in midfield, wasn't he?
No, he played centre back, but God, just hilarious. How old is he?
Don't know, Christmas Samba, I don't know, 35 maybe, I'm not even sure.
So
maybe older.
You know when
maybe
they
40.
like plough a field and the plough goes all the way up and then turns around and goes back.
Oh, is it? Has he got?
He's got a trench in the pitch. He's rubbish.
You say he hasn't got a tight turning circle then?
No. He barged a few guys out the way. There was just one utterly hilarious moment where he ran the tackle, came out of defence. Everyone kind of got a bit excited, and he played one of the worst passes you'll ever see in your life. But it was just he was humorous. You would have found. There's no way he's worse than who's the guy that sold to Bristol City?
Who sold him?
Baker. Yeah.
Oh Christ, yeah, Baker. Yeah. What who's the other centre half? Chester,
yeah, he's good.
Okay.
Ipswich had a nice little period from 29 to sort of 32. Nice. I know it's only 3 minutes, but knocking it about. Everyone got forward. Knudson's so improved this season, and Knudsen and Sears do have a nice understanding when Sears does play. They do work quite well together, because I think Sears is a lot more willing to do give and goes, whereas Selena's obviously so good at dribbling that Knudsen presumably gives it to him and thinks, "Go on, then, away you go." I'm not. Knudsen's. Do you remember when Gary Neville used to play for Man U, and you knew Gary Neville wasn't a skillful player, but the amount of times he would make space for Beckham just by blistering past him just to take them away, and you think, what more can you do? And Knudsen, I really like him, Dave.
No, those two were, to be fair, Neville and Beckham were fairly on the same wavelength. I think they played together since I was about 10. I know what you're saying, you're not, but you're using that as an example. Yeah, no, he's a lot better this season. He's been certainly one of our more consistent players, definitely.
Another chance for Davis, headed over. I thought Adoma was offside in the build-up, and so did Luke Chambers, who now Chambers was in full-on spoilt brat mode on Saturday. I tell you, he was having a horrible afternoon, yelling at everybody. 36th minute, Dave, and I can't even be bothered to talk about this shower of shit of a goal.
I think it's a corner that gets cleared out to 30 yards out. Whelan volleys it, so Whelan has the initial volley. Glenn Whelan volleys it back. It's poor by Chambers. Chambers just takes a swing at it and sort of gets it, moves it about 50 yards up. No, not 50 yards, but just balloons it up 50 yards up in the air. Just balloons it up in the air. And it's just, I don't know, again, it's the wind. Ward and Waghorn just run away from the ball. It's poor, really. So, it gets worse. And then goes straight back to Whelan, who took the initial volley. He just heads it back in an area. Somehow it finds its way inside Iorfa, who is he poorly positioned there? I'm not sure what he's trying to do, and it somehow falls to Adoma, who's suddenly in 1-on-1. Then Skew sort of lunges in and tries to get a challenge in, and it's great from Adoma. He's at he's 8-9 goals already this season. Just picks it up. He's in on Bart, and perhaps Bart makes it a little bit easy, but no, Bart goes down early and just flicks it over him left foot. It's a great finish, but again, it's another one of these cluster F's in it. Goal.
It was rubbish.
God.
I think you can give Bart a pass on the finish, because Adoma does lay him down, and
he does. It's a good finish.
Dave, but when the corner goes in, Garner heads it out from inside the 6-yard box.
It's Garner who heads it out. No one gets out. No one gets out.
I do love Bart, but there's a lot of times where he doesn't doesn't come and
You
grab
think he could have come for it? Okay.
those. I think you can give Scoos a pass as well because he's just,
What's Iorfa doing?
Oh,
Can't Iorfa
Dave,
see?
bless him. It was. I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of all
He's obviously
Ipswich players, but
he's off balance and just.
oh, it's just rubbish. Just rubbish. He's playing him on side. It goes inside him. He's slow to react. There's just so many mistakes, and I think that the theme of this game, Dave, is they didn't have to play well to beat us. That's the really irritating.
And certainly. Everybody's take on it up till then is there was really nothing much in the game, really. No. I mean, we had the goal disallowed. Ward had the shot. Was it when did Webster? Was it just after they scored that Webster had one at the header? Just or Webster or Garner just after. Was it?
Thing on my pad, yeah.
But we're well. Anyway, go with that. I mean,
carry on. Yeah,
another great Waghorn corner. Into a great area. And first I thought it was Garner, but apparently it's Webster.
Actually. Am I wrong about that?
Webster gets a header and it just floats agonisingly past the angle, doesn't it?
Yeah, I suppose it makes sense because Garner would probably have scored, wouldn't he? But and then to your point, not a lot doing. They work the ball to Hurahan on stoppage time, and he kind of works a shot from the edge of the area. It's annoying, and when I was talking to the Hull guy Andy on the preview show a couple of weeks ago, he said about Steve Bruce's team, they set up with experienced players, and all they do is not make any mistakes.
Yeah.
And, well, when we summarise this game, that's going to be it. And the annoying thing is, Dave, if you set up against a team that is just not going to make any mistakes, make them earn the victory. Do you know what I mean? Make them damn well play through you and beat you.
Make them play through you, exactly.
Beat you properly,
Yeah, it's all a bit disappointing and predictable, really. But I mean, nothing much happens. There's no changes at half time. No. I've just got Sears and Ward on the hour. Sears and Ward off for Selena and Hughes.
Yeah, there's some bits and bobs before then. Another great Waghorn corner. Everyone misses it. Someone jumps right in front of Garner, and he's standing, and he heads it, and it just flies over from close range. We could have scored 3 goals from those.
Yeah,
corners. They were really good, and Johnston didn't fancy it in goal. Connolly, I've written on 55, Connolly got the yellow he should have got on Wednesday. So that looked like he'd been told.
Professional,
if you get turned in midfield like that, and,
make sure you get something, if not the ball to player,
But Connolly was very good, I have to say. Adoma goes through, offside, puts it in, and yes, then you're right. So Sears and Ward out, Selena and Hughes in, and it was Waghorn on front free watch, Waghorn to the right, Hughes again in the centre, Selena out to the left.
And in the manager's defence there, fair enough, half an hour to go, he's acting pretty early, isn't he?
Yeah, and the manager cannot account for what the right back does on 65 minutes.
Again, what? So Snodgrass gets the ball well deep in his own half, really, works it out, so he's on the left, so he's on his natural left side. It just plays it just plays a fairly aimless sort of ball, really.
Well, Dave, we're in the middle of a press at that point. All the midfield have pushed on. And they're really harrying them, And
it gets and it's very much like the first goal. Iorfa gets caught sort of the wrong side of the man and the ball, if you know what I mean. It's
exactly what you mean, yeah.
And again, it's exactly the same, really. He gets caught, off balance. And this is weird because we've said if we've talked him up, he's such a good athlete. Well, he gets caught off balance again, wrong side of the man, wrong side of the ball, and it's very similar goal to the first one, really. Okay, further out, clear run on goal, but he's so confident, great finish again. Bart, no chance, just posting in, and it's a great finish, but shocking defending. I'm sorry, that one's down to him. That one is down to him.
It's worse than the first goal.
I know it is worse, definitely.
What are you doing to you? Dive-in header to make a clearance. Unless you're 100% sure you're going to win the ball, don't commit. Well, the problem was he did get something off the ball. That took the pace off it, and that made Bart's job impossible because, you think if he'd have missed it completely, it might have run through to Bart? Well, it would certainly give Bart a better chance. But as Adoma went through, you're like, goal.
Adoma's quick, isn't he?
Yeah, and Adoma's a very good dribbler as well. And the difference with Adoma going through and Sears on.
He's having a season. He's having that season, isn't he, Adoma? He plays wide as well. 11 goals, incredible.
Yeah.
He's been a player there somewhere.
Iorfa stood up, turned his back to the dugout. He knew and didn't didn't look for the next few minutes, and then just to
hammy.
really
It's like hammy, wasn't it?
yeah, rub insult to injury. He's overexerting
Extended.
himself to try and goes on another run, tries to knock it round the outside of the defender, and I don't know, is it a strain, a pull, or?
I don't know. It looks like, I think they're saying hamstring. So if he's pulled it, that's a 3-week job, isn't it, at least?
As long as it's not a tear, can be even bloody longer.
Oh, tear can be longer. Yeah, I don't know. Did he walk? I don't think. I guess he didn't jog down the tunnel, did he? Or did you by that time when you're not even?
No, he got up and walked away with help. So
yeah. Who done it in that game last year? Do you remember? Someone was bloody pissing around for ages. They did. Who was that? And in the end, it was Taylor.
Bakuna? No,
it was Taylor. Our Taylor, who played for us. Do you remember?
Yeah.
Do you remember? And he ended up. He looked like he'd done his groin. He ended up like putting his sort of vaulting over the bloody advertising board or something. It's a weird one.
Yeah, you thought he was coming back, didn't he? Hughes takes a yellow for a fisticuffs with Hutton, and then the return of Bishop on 75. Interestingly, he goes out to play on the right-hand side of the 3. Connolly goes to right back. And then we did get our first look at Hughes next to Skews in the 2 in the deep positions there. Taylor out, El Mohammadi in, Davis out, Grealish in. But as we've said, Dave,
comfortable.
Yeah, and annoying because if you compare it, say, to the Brentford game, which we won, Brentford were way better than Villa in terms of passing and
Here's the thing, Ben. We both went last year and we nick a win. That's fairly even. But were Villa just infinitely better than they were last year?
No.
There you go. Yeah, odd, isn't it?
I mean, they lacked Codger. What they've got is...
I think I remember that game last year. I think we defended really well, didn't we?
Yeah,
Chambers was heroic.
What they've got is 2 players there in that team, Snodgrass and Adoma, who can beat a man and break a press and get through the lines of a team. If Codger's there, they've actually got 3. So that'll do them well. But notice they've replaced, Championship de rigueur players like Lansbury, Grealish, Bjarnason with Glenn Whelan. So classic Steve Bruce, I
mean, they said Adoma would probably get man of the match, but they said second half they thought Whelan had absolutely run the game.
Yeah, he was steady and available. He did what he had to do. Adoma was the man of the match. Yeah, Adoma was the difference. It's just very annoying because you would have liked to seen, go on then, Villa. Play through us. Let's see how good you are, and if you can pass through us.
Which, to be honest, is how it was last season. That game is very much like that last season. They didn't open us up at all. I can't remember. Maybe Bart made one good save, but I thought we defended really well. And didn't Nick, we said, going back, as one of the best games of last season, wasn't it? Certainly best displays. We didn't really nick that win. It was 1-0. Yeah, game could have gone either way, but perhaps a bit like until they scored the first goal yesterday. We're always in the game. But you cannot legislate for just individual mistakes, and that's just going to cost us time and time again.
Yeah, and Adoma took the 2 chances, but 2 clear one-on-one kind of chances, So very, very frustrating. And I'm trying to think positive. Obviously, Bishop's back. Hughes got more time. Waghorn's corners were a big positive.
Well, I mean, for me, I've looked today. No, don't lie. Okay, we had a goal disallowed on shots, but apparently no shot on target. This is quite interesting. No away clean sheet in 17 games since Villa away last season, late in February.
Wow.
And the manager, I don't know about you, McCarthy felt that Bart, if Johnston was fouled by Garner, he thought Bart was impeded on the corner, which led to the first goal.
Oh, that's interesting. No, I haven't watched that. Back. He may have a point there because do you know what I was saying? Oh, Bart should have come and Garner ends up heading.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't. So I made a note after that.
He may have a point there. All the replays start with the ball falling down out of the sky.
Whelan's volley. Yeah.
Right, I asked listeners for some feedback. Ryan Gibbons says, Dominic, I awful. Tucker says, for all the money Wednesday and Villa have spent, neither looked any better than us, just individual mistakes. Fine line, but Mick not helping. Pick the strongest team each game. Tim says, after what I saw on Wednesday on TV and what you guys say after the last few games, when will Chambers go to right back and Spence or Tommy Smith go to centre back? Interestingly, after Tim put that, I did put a poll up, which I will read the results out of in a minute.
Interesting. Yeah.
Mrs. Nuts says was hoping for a Lansbury-Garner showdown. No Lansbury. I think we've done that, haven't we? He's been replaced by the much less sexy Glenn Whelan. There you go. And they're better for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Schoolyard says...
Schoolyard.
Oh, no, he's good, this guy. A good example of how a lot of money makes that little bit of difference. We're just too ragtag across the squad to really gel and hurt the bigger teams. Love that Bish and Hughes are back.
Good tweet, that. Yeah, like that.
Leaksy, it's a case of so close yet so far away, a tale of 5 seasons. However, I'm looking forward to seeing what the original and fit first-choice midfield will add to the rest of the season. Richard says, what to do about right back? Spence okay and his goals cover a few mistakes, e.g. Sheffield Wednesday, but is it time for Connolly there? And Nathan says, crap. And then he hasn't put the P on the end of it. Let me just tell you the results of this poll, Dave. So I said, who is the right back? The best right back in the squad. 5% say Iorfa, 12% say Chambers, 20% say Connolly, and 63% are with Spence, which I think you were kind of saying, look...
I think I'd concur, yeah.
It's just the Norwich game and obviously the Sheffield Wednesday penalty, but I love Spence. Yeah.
I think and don't forget, he's chipped in with 3 valuable goals. I know he's there to defend, but...
And 3 assists now as well.
Very much in his debit column. However, Ben... More importantly, is that all the tweets? Sorry,
no, it's not. Sorry, I got one DM. I'll just do the last one. This is Jerry. He says, so Wednesday game was just 2 points thrown away by needlessly dallying with the ball in the corners instead of trying to put the game to bed. The assault on Dids will hang a long-term consequence. I think that's hamper long-term consequences. The refereeing by Stroud was inept as usual. Yesterday, well, we only turned up to about 25 minutes. Nice beer in the Wellington beforehand. Cannot understand why Garner's goal was disallowed, but in truth, Villa were not that good, but they did attack with pace, passing and movement, all the things we did not. As for the stewarding in our section, terrible. There were double the numbers of people in my row. There should have been. Spent the whole game stood very still and facing the pitch with a 3/4 view. Abysmal.
Oh, okay. Now, more importantly, did you not get to meet, much to so certainly I'm always in contact with him, but certainly GB, you met Slower Ball, didn't you?
What's the question? Did I meet him or did I not meet him?
Okay. Not meet him. You had a I don't know, how would you describe it?
Well, what happened was
a briefing, no, it's a film. Did you have a brief encounter? Go on. Talk us through it. Sounds fascinating.
I'm driving out of Birmingham, really close to the motorway, and I'm right at the front of the traffic lights, and there's 2 lanes, and it's really kind of crueling. And do you want to know or not?
No, but I was just going to add something to that, because you do need to keep your wits about you when you're doing that way. You could go the wrong way.
I nearly did, Dave. I nearly did, actually. Yeah.
Sorry, I don't. Go on.
Yeah, so I'm right up there, and the guy next to me is giving it the whole wind the window down thing, and I'm like, for Christ's sake, what road rage nonsense?
Jeez, go on.
No.
Yeah.
So I actually gave him a bit of a glare, to be honest. And this voice goes down, and he goes, "I can't do a Scouse accent. Can you do a Scouse accent?"
All right. Yeah, of course I can do a Scouse accent.
He points at me and he goes, "Benjamin Bloom."
Benjamin Bloom.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Slower Ball," and I'm like, "Oh."
You're kidding me?
Yeah. Oh, wow. So I met the Slower Ball, but Graham says he doesn't want to meet him.
No, I think it would spoil the myth, wouldn't it? It would spoil the... Yeah. I think it would be... like I said, it would spoil the myth. But, so slow. So describe slower. So give us... Or why don't you still want to keep that...
Well, it's going to ruin it for GB.
Yeah, true.
He was very lovely, and we only talked for about 25 seconds.
That was superb.
Yeah, he was driving back up to the north...
Liverpool,
west to grab his son from uni. Yeah,
because at first, when he said he saw you at first, I thought it sort of encountered you while you were doing your while you're actually doing your vlog.
Oh, someone bloody I got a bit cross actually. Someone wanted me to move their car so they could get out. To which my response was, "You can't get out of there. You need to retake your driving test." And then I moved forward. So I could have actually got in a fight live on the vlog. Also, as well, Dave, it was pure main road. I paid a black guy in a hoodie to watch my car.
Whoa!
Remember when you used to have to do that on Main Road? Yeah.
We certainly did. We found somewhere really good to park last year.
This was great. This was great. The guy was really friendly, but
good.
It was one of those ones where look, you know how it
good
works.
Stuff. I do know how it works. So where were you? I can't remember. Where were you heading back after? Straight to London.
Yeah, straight back down to London.
Oh, cool.
Nice and easy, does it? But yeah, bit of a write-off. Not many positives. Shall we go to the